Hey everyone, today let's know about some of the sleep paralysis demons from around the world. Let's start the video, but before that I request you to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that I can bring more exciting ones like this. Sleep paralysis happens when consciousness overlaps with the muscle atonia phase of REM sleep. In simple terms, the brain is wide awake and lucid while the body is fast asleep. Like sleepwalking, sleep paralysis is classified as a parasomnia or a sleep disorder accompanied by bizarre, usually undesirable physical activity or experiences. Before coherent medical explanations were available, different cultures used their own folklore and cultural beliefs to figure out what was happening. Before time and hyperbole watered down the term, nightmare once referred to the nocturnal torture sleepers experienced at the hands of a malicious spirit called a mare. This Old English word only has debatable connections to adult female horses. According to Etymology Online, it likely derives from the Proto-Indo-European root mare, meaning to harm, and refers to a typically female demon who paralyzes sleepers and suffocates them. This suffocation is one of the hallmarks of sleep paralysis across cultures, and it's often believed to be the mare riding or sitting on people for sinister pleasure, making this phantasmagoric being closely related to succubi. Mare and its many linguistic variants have given way to other modern words for nightmare, like the French cauchemar and the Dutch nachtmerrie. Given the sleep paralysis describes the liminal space between waking and dreams, the word mare may also relate to the Old Norse meri, which meant borderland. Hexendrachen is a fun-to-say German word that translates to witches pressing and pinned the blame on evil enchantresses for the suffering of sleepers. This tradition would continue through the Salem witch trials, leading to multiple deaths after people complained of being physically oppressed in the night by accused witches. In Germany, non-paralysis bad dreams are blamed on elves to this day. Their German word for a nightmare is Albtraum or elf dream. Among the Yoruba of northwest Nigeria, Ogun Oru means nocturnal warfare and is seen as a type of demonic invasion of the body and mind. It's characterized not just by the frightening loss of muscle control, but also as an epic battle between the sufferer's spouse on earth and their spiritual spouse that can only be fixed through exorcism and Christian prayers. This Japanese word for sleep paralysis translates as bound in metal. Combining the words kana, which is metal, and shibaru, to bind, it comes from a medieval Japanese spell practiced by priests to immobilize or expel an assortment of cunning supernatural beings known as yokai from possessing people. Some of these sleep paralysis, including yokai, include the shape-shifting fox kitsune, a type of prankster, zashiki warashi, which is a child ghost known as a makuragaishi, and the popular raccoon-like dog trickster tanuki that has magical testicles. In Mexico, this macabre folk expression means a dead body climbed on top of me and describes the uncanny horror of feeling suppressed by a mysterious and sinister weight. The shadows and figures that are often hallucinated during episodes are believed to be spirits of the deceased that lay on top of the sleeper, leaving them pinned to the bed, unable to get up. Found across Britain and the Americas, and in particular Canada's Newfoundland province, Old Hag is one of the most common colloquialisms for sleep paralysis. The Old Hag expands on the persistent witch mythology where a withered crone perches on top of the sleeper's chest and holds them down. Karabasan is a creature of Turkish folklore whose name means the dark assailer or the dark presser. Like many other terms, it can refer to both the state of paralysis as well as a seemingly supernatural spirit that descends upon sleepers, hovering over them and preying on fears. The name is derived from the words kara, which is black, and basmak, to press or to overwhelm, which means fitting or a spirit that creeps up on a sleepers at night to choke them senseless or steal their breath. First, the famed 2nd century Greek physician Galen used the word epileptus, which means jumping on you, to describe sleep paralysis. Then Byzantine physician Paulus Aegineta one-upped him in the 7th century and called it pan-epileptus. Aegineta thought the terrifying state was the dirty work of the trickster Pan, which is a god of the wild, companion of nymphs, player of annoying panpipes. Pan was believed to terrorize humans for laughs, hence the origin of the word panic. So needless to say that trampling on helpless people while they slept is pretty on brand for the fawn-like god. The Popo Bawa is an evil spirit from the Tanzanian archipelago of Zanzibar that is said to sexually assault its victims. Its name means bat wing in Swahili, and it's apparently a reference to the shadow cast by the spirit, which is a shapeshifter that can take on any form. It first appeared in the mid-1960s and on the island of Pemba after a political revolution. Widespread belief in the nocturnal phantom led to a collective panic in 1995 that culminated in murder. Zanzibar was a melting pot of colonizers and traders, and many argue that the Zanzibari incubus is a post-modern delusion that articulates horrors committed during slavery and blends together multiple cultural myths. Victims are urged to talk about the Popo Bawa's assaults or suffer repeat visits. This Korean expression is derived from gavi, which means nightmare incubus, and nulida, meaning to be pressed down. Like in many cultures, this is often believed to be the dark handiwork of a restless ghost. Piscadera is a particularly ragged, long fingernail crone originating in southwestern Brazil, and her name means she who steps. Gaunt and unkempt, except in Afro-Brazilian lore where she is described as largely and heavy, Piscadera lurks on rooftops and attacks those who go to sleep belly up after particularly indulgent meals. She is believed to have evolved in part from a Portuguese myth of a red-capped friar who enters homes through the keyhole, places his hand on the sleeper's chest and tortures his victims. The rest of her origin story may derive from the tales of the Tupi people about a malevolent old woman who wouldn't let people sleep. Pesanta is an enormous demon dog from Catalan folklore that might occasionally appear as a cat, just to mix things up. With legs of iron and black fur as thick as lead, this mystical beast likes to lie down on you when it isn't supposed to, just like your own house pets. But unlike your house pets, it dwells in churches and ruins and can walk through walls to break into your house. Hilariously, Pisanta's paws are full of holes so it can crush you while you sleep, but it won't steal your stuff. It wasn't that long ago that dark paranormal forces seemed like the most plausible explanation for the strange phenomenon of sleep paralysis. After all sufferers are not only trapped in their bodies and unable to move, but they are usually subjected to terrifying hallucinations, more vivid and stimulating than regular dreams. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdies Discoveries. Can't wait for the next video to learn more and be fascinated about. See you on the next. Bye.